It started with a voice note. She didn't think much of it at first. Her phone buzzed around 1:47 a.m. Unknown number. She almost ignored it, but curiosity won. She opened the chat. There was no text, just a 12-second voice message. No profile picture, no name, just a number. She pressed play. At first, it was just static, soft background noise, like someone moving fabric near a microphone. Then, a whisper, clear, slow. Her name. Not shouted, not rushed, just softly spoken, as if someone was standing right behind her. She froze, replayed it. Same thing. Static, pause. Her name. She immediately checked the sender. Unknown. No mutual contacts, no previous chat history. Her heart started racing, because the way the name was said, it didn't sound random. It sounded familiar. She replayed the voice note again, this time with the volume higher. Static, soft rustling. Then, her name, clearer than before. The way it was pronounced, it wasn't robotic, it wasn't distorted. It sounded natural, personal, like someone who knew her. Her first thought was simple, a prank. Maybe one of her friends. Maybe someone using a fake number. She clicked on the contact info. No profile picture, no about section, no last seen, just a number. She tried calling it. It rang once, then disconnected. No voicemail, no response. A few seconds later, another voice note appeared. Her chest tightened. She didn't want to press play, but she did. This time, there was no static, just silence. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, then a faint breath, and the whisper again. Her name, but closer, as if the microphone had moved. Her skin went cold, because she was alone in her apartment. Doors locked, windows shut, no one else home. Her phone buzzed again, not a voice note, a text. You heard me. Her fingers trembled. She typed back, "Who is this?" The message showed typing, then stopped, then typing again, then nothing. And that's when she noticed something strange. The timestamp on the first voice note was 1:32 a.m., 15 minutes before she even woke up. She stared at the timestamp again. 1:32 a.m., but she clearly remembered waking up at 1:47. Her phone had been on her nightstand, silent mode, face down. She opened the voice note details. File info. Duration 12 seconds. Downloaded at 1:32 a.m., played at 1:48 a.m. But something else caught her attention. Under file details, it showed recorded 1:31 a.m. Her stomach dropped. Recorded, not just sent. Recorded. She pressed the 3 dots for more info. The file size was small, too small for a normal high-quality recording, almost like it had been compressed or processed. She saved the audio file and opened it in a basic audio editor app, zoomed in on the waveform. The first few seconds were static, but it wasn't random noise. It had a pattern, low-frequency hum, then a spike, right before her name was whispered. She slowed the audio down, lowered the pitch, and that's when something unsettling appeared. There was a faint second layer under the whisper, almost hidden, like background speech. She increased the volume carefully, strained to listen. It sounded like movement, fabric brushing. Footsteps? No, not footsteps. More like the sound of someone shifting in a room. Her room. Her breathing became uneven. She checked her phone permissions. Microphone access. Messaging app? Allowed. Voice recording app? Allowed. She opened her phone's recent activity log. There was a microphone usage spike at 1:31 a.m., exactly when the file said it was recorded. Her chest tightened, because that meant one thing. The voice note wasn't just sent to her. It may have been recorded on her phone, inside her apartment. Her mind immediately jumped to the worst conclusion. Someone had hacked her phone. Someone had activated the microphone. Someone had been inside her apartment. But she forced herself to slow down. Panic would only make things worse. She checked her installed apps. Nothing unfamiliar. No suspicious downloads. No unknown background processes. She opened the phone's security dashboard. No new device logins, no remote sessions, no alerts. Everything looked normal. Too normal. Then she remembered something small. Earlier that evening, she had fallen asleep while listening to a podcast, wireless earbuds still in, phone unlocked, microphone active for voice assistant triggers. She checked the voice assistant history. There it was, at 1:31 a.m., an activation log. Voice command detected, but there was no command saved, just a partial waveform. She replayed it. Static. Movement, and then her name. Softly spoken, but this time, hearing it through the assistant log, it sounded different, less intentional, more fragmented, like it wasn't someone whispering to her. It was the assistant misinterpreting background noise. She opened the original voice note again, compared both waveforms side by side. They matched. Exactly. Which meant something uncomfortable. The unknown number voice note was likely auto-generated and routed through a messaging glitch. Her own phone had activated at night, picked up environmental noise, compressed it, and somehow sent it back to her through a sync error. Rare, but technically possible. Her phone had heard something in the room, tried to interpret it, and reconstructed it as speech, as her name. Because voice assistants are trained to detect familiar patterns, especially the owner's name. There was no whisperer, no intruder, no one hiding, just a device trying to make sense of random sound. But here's the part that lingered. If the microphone activated at 1:31 a.m., what sound triggered it? Because she lived alone, and she didn't remember speaking. She didn't sleep that night. Instead, she did something simple. She set her phone to record audio continuously before going to bed. No voice assistant, no auto activation, just raw recording. If something was triggering her device, she wanted proof. The next morning, she played it back. Most of it was exactly what you'd expect. Silence, occasional fabric movement, the soft hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen, air shifting through the vents. Then, at 1:30 a.m., there it was. A faint sound. Not a whisper, not a voice, just airflow. A short burst of air moving past the bedroom door. She replayed it again, slowed it down, and suddenly it made sense. When stretched and compressed by a voice recognition system, that airflow could resemble syllables. Her name had two soft consonants and a drawn-out vowel, exactly the kind of pattern background noise can accidentally mimic, especially in a quiet room. And there was something else. At 1:29 a.m. in the recording, she heard herself, very faint, half asleep, murmuring. It wasn't clear, but it sounded like she had shifted in bed and softly spoken, possibly her own name. People sometimes talk in their sleep. The voice assistant likely activated from that murmur, combined it with background airflow, compressed the audio, and the messaging glitch rerouted it back as a corrupted voice file. It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't someone watching her. It was her own sleeping voice, mixed with the sound of moving air, reconstructed by software trying too hard to find meaning. Everything had a logical explanation. Everything. But that night, when she lay back down in the dark, the silence didn't feel the same, because now she knew something unsettling. Her phone had been listening, and sometimes even random noise can sound personal. Even after she disabled the voice assistant, even after she turned off microphone permissions at night, even after she understood the technical explanation, she still hesitated before pressing play on any unknown audio, because the fear wasn't really about a stranger. It was about recognition. The whisper had said her name, not loudly, not aggressively, just personally. And that's what makes things unsettling. Technology doesn't need to be haunted to feel disturbing. It just needs to mirror you. Voice assistants are trained to detect patterns, to search for familiar sounds, to prioritize your name. So when random noise slightly resembles it, your brain fills in the rest. We are wired to detect our own identity instantly, in a crowd, in static, in silence. So when she heard her name at 1:47 a.m., her brain reacted before logic could catch up. And here's the uncomfortable part. If she had never checked the logs, never compared the waveforms, never recorded the room, she might have believed someone was inside her apartment. And once that belief sets in, every shadow confirms it, every sound supports it. The mind doesn't need proof, it needs a pattern. So tonight, if your phone lights up in the dark and a voice calls your name, will you check the settings first, or will your imagination answer before you do?